Many junior operators enter the SaaS industry believing a simple equation. To grow a business, you just have to close more new customers. But in a subscription model, that equation is incomplete. A company can aggressively sign new accounts, build huge sales pipelines, and still completely flatline on its balance sheet. This stagnation is driven by a systemic force called churn. In strict terms, churn is the loss of customers, subscriptions, contracts, or recurring revenue during a period. Think of a subscription business like a bucket of water. New sales pour revenue in at the top. Churn is the hole in the bottom, draining that revenue right back out. Sustainable growth is not dictated by how fast you can fill the bucket. It is determined by your ability to plug the holes, keep the revenue you've earned, and expand the value of those existing accounts over time. To understand how this works mechanically, we need to build the foundational math of SaaS revenue. We will break down the crucial difference between the losing a logo and losing revenue, calculate both gross and net revenue retention, and explore the operational tactics used to predict churn before it happens. Because if a company ignores retention, every dollar of new sales is immediately canceled out by a dollar walking out the door. It turns business growth into an endlessly expensive, mathematically impossible race to replace lost revenue. Let's start by measuring what leaves the business. Churn represents the exact amount of recurring revenue or contracted subscriptions lost over a specific time frame. But how you track that loss is critical. A common mistake is treating all canceled accounts as equal. To see why, we have to differentiate between customer churn, often called logo churn, and revenue churn. This split-screen diagram highlights the difference. On the left, we have 10 small customer accounts, each paying £50 per month. On the right, we have a single massive enterprise account paying £10,000 per month. If all 10 of those small accounts cancel their subscriptions, you have lost 10 unique relationships, but the actual revenue churn hitting the business is only £500. Now look at the right side. If that one enterprise client cancels, you have only lost a single logo, but the financial impact is a massive £10,000 of revenue churn. This disparity shows exactly why relying solely on logo churn can severely mislead leadership teams in B2B SaaS. If a company retains its enterprise clients but loses dozens of small businesses, its logo churn looks terrible on paper, yet its actual revenue base remains stable. Tracking logos tells you the volume of relationships lost. Tracking revenue tells you the actual survival rate of the business. To evaluate that survival rate, we have to measure the baseline strength of the existing revenue before any new growth is factored in. This requires us to account for full cancellations and also contraction revenue. Contraction occurs when customers remain, but they downgrade to cheaper tiers, reduce their seat count, or negotiate a lower renewal rate. The metric used to isolate this baseline is gross revenue retention, or GRR. This waterfall chart breaks down the math. GRR starts with our initial revenue, then subtracts churned revenue, and subtracts contraction revenue, dividing that final number by the starting amount. Here, we begin with a solid starting annual recurring revenue of £1 million. Over the course of the year, several clients cancel entirely, resulting in £100,000 of churned revenue being subtracted from the total. Additionally, a few clients stay but downgrade their packages, chopping another £50,000 of contraction off the top. This leaves us with £850,000 of retained revenue. Dividing that by our £1 million start gives us a gross revenue retention of 85%. GRR is a strictly defensive metric that caps at 100%. It isolates the true strength of your core product by answering exactly how much revenue survives if you never upsell anyone. Beyond simply maintaining existing revenue, companies grow by making their surviving customers more valuable over time. This is achieved through expansion revenue. Expansion is the additional capital generated when existing accounts buy higher-tier plans, add users, or purchase cross-sell add-ons. To measure this compounding effect, companies track net revenue retention, or NRR. Returning to our waterfall chart, currently sitting at £850,000 of retained revenue. To find NRR, we take the previous GRR equation and add that new expansion revenue back in. Through effective account management, this hypothetical company generates £200,000 of expansion revenue from its happiest customers, stacking that value directly on top of the retained base. That expansion pushes the final revenue bar past our original £1 million starting line, up to £1,050,000. That yields an NRR of 105%. Achieving an NRR above 100% is a significant business milestone. It means your expansion revenue is completely offsetting any churn and contraction. Your existing customer base is organically growing the company, entirely independent of the sales team bringing in new accounts. Understanding the math is only half the process. To actually influence these numbers, we have to look at the daily reality of revenue operations and customer success. Cancellations rarely happen out of nowhere. Churn is a trailing indicator, the final result of operational friction that slowly builds up over weeks or months. This friction often stems from poor onboarding sequences, the sales team setting completely misaligned expectations, or a simple failure by the client to actually adopt the product's key features. Modern revenue operations models don't wait for a cancellation request. They shift customer management from reactive support to predictive intervention. Teams accomplish this by tracking early warning signals. A sudden, sharp drop in product usage or an unexplained spike in unresolved support tickets are clear behavioral signs that an account is at risk. RevOps consolidates these disparate signals into a unified metric shown here, the customer health score. As engagement metrics fall and support tickets rise, the score drops from green to red, signaling customer success teams to intervene long before the renewal conversation. They also rely on cohort analysis to find patterns across the user base. They can compare retention rates between customers who successfully completed their onboarding sequence and those who didn't. By tracing overarching revenue leaks back to precise, isolatable operational bottlenecks, a company can fix the root causes before the mathematical foundation collapses. When we step back and look at the entire life cycle of SaaS revenue dynamics, a strict, clear order of operations emerges. Customer acquisition is highly visible, but it merely brings revenue into the system. Maintaining a high gross revenue retention rate is absolutely required to keep that hard-earned revenue from leaking out. As this chart shows, achieving a net revenue retention greater than 100% compounds that value to create exponential growth. This curve combines efficient acquisition, high GRR, and an NRR firmly above that threshold. Building a repeatable, scalable path to revenue requires tearing down the operational silos between sales, product, and customer success. The entire company must align around one singular goal: keeping and expanding the revenue you already have.